Welcome in for the first time in the new year. Our homegirl from BetQL, Trysta Krick. Trysta, what's good?
Man, I have missed you guys. I really have. It's been first I got put into COVID protocol,
Oh,
aka I forget what was going on. I think I was leaving somewhere or doing something or had a show. I don't know what it was. I think it was a podcast episode, something, or day off. Who knows? How have you been though? How has everything been in your universe?
man, we good, man. As you can see, my partner Casey out today, but yeah, it's all good here, man. Excited to start the year and
Protocol?
no. Kenny, in fact, is in not in health and safety protocols, and despite the long circulated rumor, he in fact did not get offered a 10-day contract. He is just out today doing some things with the family, and he's missing the announcement about the giving props contest that BetQL is doing. It's a free to play contest that starts on Wednesday and it runs through the pro football postseason. This is right up Krista's alley. Each playoff round, BetQL will post 10 props. The person with the most correct picks each week wins $2,000. And just by signing up, you'll automatically be entered into a random grand prize for $10,000. You just got to go to betql.com/props to sign up.
Yeah, I mean, that's easy money. You don't have to put any of your own money on the line. No juice, meaning like you don't have to pay $100 or $135 to win $100 back. You just have to get the most right, win 2 G's.
That's what's up, man. That's not gambling. I can get in on that. This is just jump in, have fun, play as a contest. I'm all about that.
Like daily fantasy.
Right? Like I'm in. I'm all about it. I joked about the 10-day thing with KC. Are you enjoying the 10-day era of the NBA?
I guess it depends on in what respect, right? Like as a fan of moments, like 6 minutes of action for my man Lance Stevenson.
Let's go.
Putting up more than 20 points in that 6 minutes. Like I love that. And by the way, he had and ones on his feet. And ones on his feet, Damien.
That's crazy.
It was like 97 all over again. Like and ones.
That's a good year. 97 was a good year.
97 was a tremendous year. So I like seeing that. I like seeing, ISO Joe come back and get.
Oh yeah.
Like I like seeing, guys end up like Greg Monroe on a roster, IT on a roster, and guys actually get money. Like you're talking about guys who are either in the G League or in the Big Three. And it's hard to get money there. It's hard to really get like any life-changing like stipend or anything. They're getting like at least $55,000 for those 10 days. That's a nice little chunk.
Well, and it adds a year for some of those guys like Joe Johnson. It adds a year to their year of service, which adds like $800 to their pension.
Yep.
And if these are guys who are getting to, some of these guys may be using these 10 days to get to 10 years, that gets them medical coverage for themselves and their family for the rest of their life. Like, I know it sounds silly talking about all these 10 days. It's a really big deal for some of these guys.
Yeah. And I think like it will turn into a potential like scouting level where summer league, it doesn't have like the same level of play. It's all guys under the same sort of thing. So you don't know whether they can stack up with NBA talent. At least like you have 60-70% of these rosters that have NBA guys on them. And then guys who you can actually say, all right, well, does Tremont Waters, is he an NBA guy or is he not? So it's kind of cool in that respect as well. So from that perspective, love it. From a betting perspective, hate it. So hard to figure out. So hard to figure out whether it's a bet you even want to take. Like, who are these guys? Like someone like Lance Stevenson coming off of his couch and like covering the number for the Indiana Pacers against, I want to say Brooklyn. Very strange. So it makes it very unpredictable, which makes it a lot harder to bet.
Has the money like changed on the NBA this year? Has like less come in because of the unpredictability of games and players and rosters?
I think as sports books open up, I think you're just seeing an influx based on the legalization of gambling, sports betting. New York State actually tomorrow allows mobile sports betting. So I'm imagining that's going to increase the inflow of money for actual sports betting in general as well. So I think I don't know what it is in terms of like in those states where it was legal last year. And then that was in COVID times too, right? So like, this is just a baby, we're just in the infancy of legalized sports betting. I'm actually very curious to see how things change from a refereeing standpoint with, say, we get all 50 states legal. I would bet anything that there will be more shenanigans on the referee level, covering the number exactly. Like you see, for example,
we're not familiar with shenanigans on the referee level in Sacramento at all.
I bet you're not. I bet you're not. The Tim Donaghy type stuff, I think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be exposés and more scrutiny with refereeing at the end of games, especially when you're talking about like either buckets, not like fouls not getting called, late game buckets, you know, like that kind of stuff, or just phantom fouls in general that gets the number to the exact number. I think you can see the NBA step in and be like, I need to kind of like look into this guy's records here.
Do you think Kings fans are super frustrated over the last day or two with the last 2-minute report because of a non-foul call on De'Aaron Fox when they were down 2, a shooting foul that just didn't get called and essentially ended the game? Is the last 2-minute report, and a lot of people have said, and including me, there's no purpose in it. It doesn't change anything. You don't get to replay anything. But ultimately, is this for gambling? Like, is this to just like, is the transparency to show you, hey, we know we made a little mistake here. Like, we have no problem admitting it.
I think it also helps you understand like who these refs are, and like there's at least some records. Okay, like you've got Scott Foster. We know Scott Foster swallows his whistle. Look at the last 2-minute report. It's basically like additional research, I think, for bettors to say, maybe I'm seeing a trend in terms of this ref with 2-minute reports coming out saying he's missed X, Y, and Z. And I think it's also the NBA trying to figure out a way to prevent outrage, but it's actually like increasing outrage.
Yeah, no, I can speak to that after yesterday's last 2-minute report came out. Trysta Krick, Bet MGM tonight with us here on D'Lo and KC. First ever Week 18 coming up this weekend. The 49ers need to win to get in. Do you care? Do you think it matters who plays quarterback for the 49ers?
Yes. I think that will change the game plan in terms of what Shanahan wants to do. But like, let's be real. I think most people who have listened to Shanahan speak this week think almost under every circumstance it will be Jimmy G. Yep. Like, I think that's just what's going to happen. He basically said, like, I'm happy with Jimmy G and how he's been practicing. He's not going to be 100%. We know that, but we think he's going to be a go. That signals to me it's just going to be like, all right, Jimmy G's playing, just so that we know kind of like that there's at least a track record of who he's going to be in these moments. And then let's rely on, our running game. Let's rely on our defense, and then just like try to keep a level of normalcy around the roster. Jimmy G to Kittle, I think that's going to be kind of an all-day thing.
Give me anyone to Kittle, anyone to Debo. We were talking a few minutes ago about dictating the flow of the game. You once, very famously, much to the delight of Kenny Caraway, called the Los Angeles Rams low-key trash earlier this year. Still feel that way, by the way?
I think they're so up and down. I think that they've gotten right as they've incorporated Odell, and like he's gotten used to the system. They're making sure to find him in the red zone, but they definitely have holes. They're definitely beatable. This Niners team has had their number this year and in the past years. You got to kind of give the edge to the Niners in this matchup. But yeah, I don't think that the Rams are like a great team, especially against certain matchups. So I wouldn't say they're world beaters. I don't think that they're the best in the NFC West. And at that time, they certainly were worse than they are now.
And they can get bullied.
Yes.
Like they can get pushed around, like they can get dominated. And that's what the San Francisco 49ers did the last time they played. The San Francisco 49ers ran the ball, controlled the clock, took the ball out of the offensive hands, perhaps more importantly, took the playbook out of Sean McVay's hands and controlled everything the entirety of the game. And that's why I asked, does it matter who plays quarterback? Because if they can establish things with Elijah Mitchell, it could be Jimmy, it could be Trey. Shoot, I think last year was Nick Mullins. You can put anybody back there. If Kyle Shanahan is able to execute the game plan he wants, which is run the football,
yep,
I think they could push Los Angeles around all day.
Yeah, and I like Elijah Mitchell a lot. He's a talented kid. So as long as he's a go, and as long as Debo's a go, and as long as Kittle's a go, I like the Niners in this spot. I don't think that I don't think it's gonna be a particularly high scoring game. I think if you could get the Niners team total under like 22, I would take the under in that. And like you said, I think it's all about dominating the time of possession, dominating the line of scrimmage, and just giving Jimmy G the opportunity where he doesn't have to do too much, or Trey Lance doesn't have to do too much, and then play action and kind of attack the Rams secondary outside of Jalen Ramsey.
Did you have a preseason Super Bowl pick?
I think I said Green Bay Chiefs. I think I either said Green Bay Bucks or Green Bay Chiefs. I forget who I said in the AFC. Still a possibility. The Buccaneers are
You definitely didn't say Green Bay Bucks, because that would be a NFC championship game.
Yeah, no, exactly. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I like the Chiefs, don't like the Bills. Bills are, to me, like, they still struggle in the running game. But yeah, I like the Chiefs. They've come along. Their defense mostly has come along.
Yeah, mine died. My stupid ass said Cleveland.
Listen.
I talked myself into it live. Like, that wasn't my pick. My pick was Kansas City, because I'm an idiot, Trysta. That's why. I started talking about Myles Garrett, and I started talking about the backfield of like Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So I was like, wait a minute. Yo, Jamal, this team's loaded. And right there, live on the air, I talked myself into it and said it out loud and said Cleveland versus the Rams.
The very first conversation, I think maybe we've talked about this before, maybe we haven't, but the very first conversation I had with Quentin and Ryan, my two co-hosts for BetMGM Tonight, was before I was even hired. And it was all about Vegas and the future Super Bowl odds. And I believe the Browns were either had the third best or the fourth best odds to win the Super Bowl. And I was like, find someone who irrationally loves you as much, if not more, than Vegas loves the Browns, because the Browns have holes. And I think I broke down like all the holes that they have, starting with Baker Mayfield, starting with issues in their wide receiver core and their tight end core as well. And like, you start to break it down from an offensive standpoint, you're like, I don't know how they get to 11.5 wins. Like, I don't know how they get to 12 wins. No chance. And me and Quentin agreed Baker Mayfield's not the one. Ryan took the over. He bullied Quentin to take the over in the win total as well. And we consistently go back to, remember when the very first thing we ever agreed on was like how much the Browns were not going to succeed? Like, 1 year. Like, the Browns, I said this, the Browns are like the deadbeat husband or boyfriend who ends up taking a couple of like day trading courses, and his wife starts looking at like yachts for sale. And it's like,
my.
You know what I mean? Like, you've had one
That's a hell of an analogy.
You have one good year, Browns. Like, you're still the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
You're not going to win the Super Bowl anytime soon.
They, in fact, are not.
And now they've got to go a different direction with quarterback, right? Like, they can't continue down this path.
That's long debated. That has been debated heavily with me and Kenny. I don't know what you do. Like, because how do you go, like, unless you're going to go try to acquire like Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson or something, that's like the only route you can go, because I don't think Baker is bad enough to just let leave, but there's also no like middle contract. There's no like reasonable quarterback contract. You're either getting paid like $100 million or you're cut. Like, those are the only, there's no in between.
Right.
I don't know what Cleveland does.
Yeah, I think you should at least have a conversation with Seattle.
Oh, 100%.
And
absolutely.
Like, Geno Smith has proven to be like a decent backup. Like, he can get you.
Well, they need to blow it up. It's probably time for them to start over.
And Pete Carroll's probably done. And like, Chris Carson isn't healthy. Rashad Penny doesn't stay healthy. Like, paying Jamal Adams wasn't a great move. Like, the franchise has kind of like seen its last days, and they've just been, I guess, quote unquote, surviving because of just Russell Wilson consistently running for his life and making plays to Tyler Lockett in like the fourth quarter.
You had a good run. It's okay. Like, you can let it go.
Do you think Sierra wants to live or be in Cleveland?
Oh God. No, I don't. But I also don't think, like, I'm not of the belief that Sierra is influencing where Russell Wilson's going to play football either.
Do you think that Russell Wilson's brand is a Cleveland Brown?
what the hell is Russell Wilson's brand though? It's like
it's not,
like Russ is very boring.
That's true. But like, I don't know. I just don't.
Like, would you rather see Russ with the Raiders?
Yes, I would.
Do the Raiders fit who Russell Wilson is?
Definitely not.
Right.
But like, could you see Sierra at the Win for back-to-back?
Oh God. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I think about
That's
all
legit.
stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's like 100 nights of Sierra at the Win.
Well, then you got Derek Carr in Cleveland.
Wouldn't hate that. I would not hate that.
Hey, you got Jimmy Garoppolo in Cleveland. There's actually, now that we're talking this out, there's probably a couple of options Cleveland has at the quarterback position should they choose to move on from Baker.
Derek Carr can make some throws now. He can make those throws.
I agree. If you got Kareem Hunt and I mean, if you don't have Kareem Hunt, you got Nick Chubb back there with Derek Carr. Oh, I'd take that.
And I think that they need to shore up their pass protection as well. Like, I think Baker Mayfield had 9 sacks last Sunday, some of which are him, some of which are the offensive line's fault. So I think that they need to go and make sure that Derek Carr is not running for his life, or Jimmy G, of course, is not running for his life. Jimmy G's had a good life in San Francisco. You know what I mean? Like, he's had it set up pretty well for him.
It's just got the prison Mike line running through my mind. You had a good life. You had a good life.
It's time for you to go to Cleveland, Jimmy.
Trysta, wonderful to see you. We missed you. Thanks for jumping on with us and hanging out. We'll be checking you guys out on BetQL. Tell the crew we said hi.
I will. See you guys next week.